Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Chef Spidey. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel, you like the videos, you comment. I appreciate all the feedback. I've been having such a great time doing this. This morning, we're going to do something pretty simple. We're going to do banana bread. Banana bread is so good. There's so many different things that you can put into banana breads. Chocolate chips and walnuts and chocolate swirls and peanut butter, and banana bread's awesome. There's just so many things to do. So I just want to do a standard today banana bread that I feel like I've done probably 100 times, and I've figured that this one's probably the best when it comes to the ease of use of the recipe and also the moisture level. See, banana bread has this ability to be very dense and very heavy and dry. So ultimately, it's really this special balance between the amount of banana and liquid that you have to the amount of flour that you have. And if you try this recipe and you feel like maybe it doesn't have enough moisture to it, maybe take out a couple tablespoons of the flour and see what that does. Now, baking time is super important too, because a banana bread does have a lot of moisture in it, and it can be deceiving sometimes when you're testing to see if it's done. So make sure that you take a look at your product as it's baking in the oven, and you don't just say, okay, well, 350 at 20 minutes or whatever, and that's done and I'm happy with it. No, pay attention to your food, watch how it's working and cooking in the oven, and test it. That's how you're going to ultimately get the best product out of it. So today, banana bread, super simple. I'm going under the description below. I will write a full recipe for this. It's very simple. So we've got flour, baking soda, baking powder, sugar, vanilla, some butter. We have some salt, some nutmeg, and some cinnamon. Now these nutmegs and cinnamons, those can be an alternate too. You don't have to put the nutmeg and cinnamon in. It really depends on how you like it. Some people, Chef Hake, not a fan. Does not like nutmeg. There's a lot of people that don't like it. And if that's what you want to do and take that out, take it out. So I did just also want to give a shout out to my buddy Sean Rossiter. Hey buddy, thanks for giving me this idea for the banana bread. So appreciate your help, and let's get right into it. So we got two bowls, and the two bowls pretty much separate the difference between your wets and your dries. So we're going to take 4 ripened bananas, and again, this is also kind of a controversial thing too, is how do I know when my bananas are good to put into my recipe or into my bread? Ultimately, once they start browning and start getting some nice brown spots on them, they are ready. You can probably let these go another day or two to just get really, really ripe. But for my recipe, I don't like to go too far. I have tried this recipe with bananas that came right out of the store and almost green yellow, and there's really not that much of a difference. I mean, ultimately you can tell in the sweetness of it, but other than that, it's simple. It doesn't really change too much. So we're going to mix these. We're going to mash these down with a fork, the banana. And while we're doing this, we should probably put the the full stick of butter into the microwave. We do it for about 30 seconds and check it, and then we'll come back to that. You just want to make sure that that butter is melted. And then I guess the other part of this is when your bananas are riper, it's easier to mash down with your fork. The last time I tried it with the yellow bananas, because I was kind of in a pinch for time and I said I was going to make it for a friend, I didn't have the ability to use a fork. I actually had to take my blender out and really kind of blend those bananas up further. Okay, let's check on this butter. Perfect. 30 seconds in the microwave and we're good. So we're going to take the bananas and the eggs here, 2 eggs, mix those in, and then we're going to take the whisk, and by adding those eggs into the mashed bananas, it should be a lot easier to just whip up real quick. This is also an alternate step too. So some people really like those nice, real chunky pieces of bananas. So you don't have to go so far with this. If you really want it to have that nice coarse banana chewy feel to it, then you don't have to blend this as far. All right, I'm gonna add the butter in now. That was the half stick butter. And we'll mix that up too. This is where we start adding things together, the seasonings and stuff. So I like to put in my cinnamon. This is a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. All right, and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm gonna add my salt in here too. All right, mix that around a little bit. While that's mixed, now that that's mixed, we are going to do the dries. Before that, just a little bit of vanilla into it there, maybe about a 1/2 teaspoon or so. Okay, let that sit. We've got our 2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. We have 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and then our 1/2 cup sugar. And we'll just get a fork, mix that up. Our oven is set at 350. It went a lot quicker than I thought this was, huh? Pretty easy. Mix it up. Then you're going to take and add your dries into your wets. A little bit at a time. All right, about a third of the way there. Mix that up until all that flour has been absorbed. And then go on and do another third or so. Then your final little bit. Easy recipe, huh? Scrape down those sides a little bit. And that's it. I'm happy with that. You don't need to mix too far. You know, just to make sure that all the flour has been incorporated. I'm going to spray out our pan. This is a 4x8 baking pan. I'm going to have a spatula, pour it in. Now, sometimes I like to do things like chopped walnuts on top. So this would be the time where if you wanted to do something decorative to the banana bread, like, you know, just putting chocolate chips on top instead of all the way through, or doing those slices of bananas and putting them in the oven, or you could do, again, like those chopped walnuts. So we're going to put this into the oven at 350. We're going to put it in the oven for about an hour. So at about 45 minutes, we're going to take a look at it and see where we are with the baking process. Try and make sure that you have like a toothpick or something available so that when this does get to around about an hour, when you put that toothpick into the banana bread, it should come out clean. So we're going to put this in the oven and we'll come back. Spidey, Spidey, go bitey, banana, go bitey, go bitey, Spidey. Welcome back, everybody. It's been about 50 minutes and I pulled out the banana bread. I think it's done. Just going to take our toothpick, get a clean toothpick, push it down the middle of the bread, and bring it back up. If you see that there's any type of wetness on it or any batter that hasn't been cooked, it'll stick to it. This looks nice and clean. We're ready to go. At this point, we're going to give it about 10 minutes to cool down so that it's easier to slice. And we'll put it on a plate and we'll enjoy some awesome homemade banana bread. See you then. Well, we've waited for the end product and here it is. So what I like to do is once the banana bread comes out, I like to cool it upside down so that this bottom part is a little bit stickier and that top has had the ability to dry out a little bit. So it's easier to kind of maneuver with it. And it cuts nice proportionate pieces. So we're going to take ourselves a nice bread knife, cut ourselves a slice here. Looks perfect. Nice and warm still. Slab of butter over the top to let it melt on there. Okay. And from Chef Spidey, thank you for joining in and tuning. Make sure you subscribe and like our channel. Hit the notifications bell to get every new video that comes out. Make sure that you wash your hands, you stay home, and again, stay safe. Cheese. Say like and subscribe.